Justice B.G. Kolse
हमने नहीं
Patil.
कहा कि आप ईश्वर की अल्लाह की पूजा मत करो, हमने नहीं कहा कि उनके खिलाफ कुछ बोलो, हमने इतना ही कहा कि हमारा विकास हमें करना होगा और हमारा विकास जनशक्ति खड़ी करके ही करना होगा। और जब तक आप नए सिरे से नहीं सोचेंगे और जब तक इनका मुकाबला हम नहीं करेंगे तो हम जस्टिस फॉर पीस की भाषा भी नहीं कर सकते।
चाहे वो क्रिमिनल जस्टिस हो, चाहे वो सिविल जस्टिस हो, चाहे वो जस्टिस ह्यूमन लेवल पर हो, you have to deal justly if you expect peace to prevail.
Justice Hosbeth Suresh.
So today, if you want peace in the society, we have to have justice. The court upheld a law which should have been struck down. And the court upheld a law like POTA. I remember I went to Manipur. You must have, I don't know how many of you have heard of Manipur. When the Britishers left in Manipur in 1947, there was a king there. And the state was given to the king, do whatever he liked. And he declared himself to be independent, didn't want to be part of India. But in 15th of October 1949, we managed to get a treaty, and as a result of that, Manipur became a part of India. If you go and see Manipur, it's a totally different culture, different atmosphere, everything different there. But it's a feudal country. And many intellectuals, people felt it's a good thing that has happened to them because they are joining a mainstream, an important country with liberal ideas, freedom, equality, everything. They thought that way. And that is how they welcomed this decision. But if you go and see now, if a referendum is taken in Manipur today, people of Manipur would say, we don't want to be part of India because there is an army. Under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, 1958, we have kept an army for the last 50 years in that region. And today the result is the freedom, there's no justice there, no freedom there, no liberty there. The last film show in Manipur, in the capital Manipur, Impal, I can tell you, is at 4:30 in the evening because it must get over by 6 o'clock or 6:30. If it spreads over beyond 6:30, you can be shot down by the army and nobody can question. Now this law was challenged, a brutal law. It can kill people. A local magistrate, city metropolitan magistrate, was taken by the army on the allegation that he had kept some Naga people in his house. He denied, but the army would not leave him. Army tortured him for 3 days. At the end of it, they gave electric shocks and he fell down. Army left him. And then, of course, he went to the High Court, the magistrate, in the tattered clothes and told the High Court, look, I am the city metropolitan magistrate. This is what has happened to me by the army. The High Court was shocked. High Court appointed a commission. And before the commission, the army officers were identified, what they did, how they did, and so on. Yet no action was taken. These things were brought to the notice of the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court was told that act has been misused and please strike down the law. But the Supreme Court said no. So what has happened in our country is now, during the last few years, in the name of security, the laws which are unreasonable, which are irrational, which are draconian, are being upheld by the Supreme Court. Confession, extract of confession by the police is against our criminal jurisprudence. Under the Evidence Act, you cannot extract confessions and no statement made to the police is admissible. But TADA law permitted. So as a result of that, what has happened today is, in every police station, torture takes place routinely. The police have lost the art of investigation. Proper investigation is rarely done. Once in a while you will find that. Other majority of the police believe, take anyone to the police station, hammer him, torture him, get a confession, and the case is proved. So under TADA law, over 77,000 persons were arrested. Ultimately, the case went on as 3,000 persons. So the 72,000 and odd persons who were arrested were released. But after how many years? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Some of them lived inside without a trial. How do you justify this? When they come out, those people, what is their feeling? Is there justice? This is the kind of thing that goes on in this country. So today, torture has become routine. I can tell you, some months ago, we conducted some inquiry. I was part of a public hearing. I went to Trivandrum. We surveyed 4 districts. In 4 districts, we found 186 torture cases that came before us. We recorded a statement of torture inflicted by the police. No relief to them. Nothing of the kind. They are, after some time, some are released, some are still kept inside the jail. We came to Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Again, we surveyed another 4 districts. We found 260 cases of torture. We came to Bangalore. In 4 districts, we found 186 cases of torture. So the torture is going on at every police station. How do you justify this? If torture is permitted, what do you expect? What do you expect? So every case today is very, very difficult to get justice in a case because every investigation is faulty. Torture has resulted in 2 things. Neither the victims get justice, nor the accused get justice. And in a situation in a country where justice is denied, and again, it happens to whom? Not the rich. They are not tortured. It is the poor. It is the underprivileged. It is the people who have no support. They are taken to the police station and they are tortured. So in a situation like this, how can there be peace in the society? The system of justice, which has given justice, has failed to a great extent. Many people do not get justice. I still remember EMS Namboodiripad, former Chief Minister Trivandrum. He had said in one of his speeches, what he said was, if in a court of law, on one side there is a rich, suited, booted man, as against a poor, ill-clad, poor man on the other side, the court leans in favor of the rich as against the poor. And this is the reality. Because the rich can afford to engage the top-post lawyers, rich can afford to do so many things, but the poor man can't do. And in a case like this, there is no justice. But unfortunately, Namboodiripad was held for this statement for contempt of court. They said, you are scandalizing the court. This is a kind of approach. So today, if you want peace in the society, we have to have justice. We have to recognize human rights. If you don't recognize human rights, then of course there is no justice. If you don't recognize human rights, there is no democracy. If there is no democracy, there will be no human rights. We have reached such a state in this country. Democracy, what democracy we have, is a functional democracy. No proper election, no people who are really interested in the welfare of the people ever can contest. You and I cannot think of contesting, it's not possible. It is only people of money, people of contacts, people of money power, people of muscle power, they are the persons. Record of the parliament shows nearly 100 and odd persons have criminal records, and they are the members of the parliament. So today, there is hardly any democracy. We rule by cliques, we rule by groups, and we don't rule by genuine democracy. We don't have will of the people represented in the parliament. That's the situation in this country. So, I conclude that if there has to be justice and peace, the government must come with an extra desire to do justice. We want judges who are committed to social justice. We want judges who are committed to equal justice. We are judges who should say that they're committed to real justice, but unfortunately, many of them do just work in a very mechanical way. That is not the way, and as a result of that, since injustice continues, to that extent, peace cannot prevail. So thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you.
पीस टीवी उर्दू पर
Now we have the more interesting session, the question answer session. अब हमारे सामने तीनों मुकर्ररीन मौजूद हैं और वो दिलचस्प सेशन सवाल जवाब का जो होगा आपके सवालात के जवाब देंगे। हम चाहते हैं कि जस्टिस होसबे सुरेश साहब थोड़ा आराम करें। पहले मैं तकलीफ दूंगा जस्टिस कोलसे पाटिल साहब के से कि वो उनके जो सवालात हमारे पास आए हैं उन्हें मैं पेश करूंगा और वो उसका इंशाअल्लाह जवाब देंगे। जस्टिस कोलसे पाटिल साहब। Respected Kolse Patil Sahab, how many people are there like you're thinking, why not start a mass movement to change the present scenario? This is from Ashfaq Muhammad.
Friends, as I told you in my speech, सबसे बड़ी ताकत जो है जनशक्ति, वो हमने खड़ी करने की कोशिश की है। हमारे दोस्त जस्टिस सुरेश दाऊ के जनता कोर्ट के लिए आए थे। Within the framework of Constitution, we have agitated against Dau with only few villagers, about 500,000 villagers, and we did not allow state of Maharashtra to start work of Dau. Thereafter, thousands of warkaris, that is devotees of Vittala and followers of Naneshwar Maharaj and Tukaram Maharaj, joined us, and we are now a very big group, and we are trying to implement what we think proper, and we will succeed. We request the person who has asked me question to join us, and we will work together. Thank you. ये शमशीर अली खान है, उनका कहना है व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ अल्पसंख्यक? इफ द मुस्लिम्स आर नॉट अल्पसंख्यक, सो व्हाई द हिंदू पीपल इज लुकिंग फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट आईज? व्हाई? I have made it very clear in my speech that if this country is ruled by Brahminism and capitalism और पूंजीवाद, उन दोनों की सत्ता कायम रखने के लिए उनको हम लोगों में झगड़ा लगाना या हिंदू मुस्लिम झगड़ा जिंदा रखना. If you remember, if some people go on internet, I have given one report on encounter at the time of नागपुर हेडक्वार्टर्स. उनके ऊपर हमला किया ऐसा उनका कहना था और नागपुर पुलिस ने 2 लोगों को मारा था. According to us, they did not allow us to examine what we wanted, but वो झूठा एनकाउंटर था. ना कोई हल्ला करने गया था, ना किसी ने हेडक्वार्टर पे हल्ला किया, लेकिन हिंदू मुस्लिम झगड़ा जिंदा रखने के लिए 2 डेड बॉडीज वहां लाके इधर उधर 2-4 गोलियां मार के दिखाया कि वो एनकाउंटर में मार दिए हैं और हेडक्वार्टर पे हल्ला करने वाले थे. आज तक अक्षरधाम का, पार्लियामेंट का या किसी जो हमले हमारे सामने लाए हैं उसमें किसी का तपास लॉजिकल एंड तक गया नहीं. तो भी हम इसलिए कहते हैं कि आतंकवाद को ना जात होती है ना धर्म होता है. ये जो आपको अल्पसंख्यक दिखाया जाता है, बनाया जाता है, इसमें आपके भी लोग शामिल हैं. आपके भी लोग कहते हैं हमको अल्पसंख्यक कहो. आप लोग अल्पसंख्यक नहीं है. मैं तो कहता हूं कि हम सब जो कष्ट करने वाले इकट्ठा आए तो हमारे जैसी जनशक्ति दुनिया में कहीं भी खड़ी नहीं हो सकती और हम ये दुनिया बदल सकते हैं, देश बदल सकते हैं. पुलिस झूठे झूठे इल्जाम लगाती है, झूठे केस बनाती है. तो पुलिस की पोलिसिंग क्यों नहीं होती? उनको बराबर सजा क्यों नहीं होती? पुलिस तो किसी के शिकार है. किसी के गुलाम हैं और ये पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर होता है, उसके तहत काम करते हैं। यदि नहीं करते तो सीबीआई नांदेड़ के जो बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुए थे जिसमें 4 लोग मरे हैं, उसका चार्जशीट भेज देते, लेकिन सीबीआई ने चार्जशीट नहीं किया। अभी उन्होंने फिर से तपास शुरू किया है। जो नार्को एनालिसिस ट्रेस उन 2 लोगों की हुई थी, उन्होंने उसमें कहा है कि हमको बॉम्ब बनाना किसी ने सिखाया, हम कहाँ सीखे, और ये दोनों जहां अभी बॉम्ब बनाने के बात हो रही है उसी इंस्टीट्यूट के नाम उन्होंने लिए थे। तो मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि ये पुलिस के मालिक तो पॉलिटिकल पावर होता है, तो उसके तहत वो काम करते हैं। यदि वो ऑनेस्टली काम करता है तो आपने कहा उसकी ट्रांसफर हो जाती है। किसी भी कमीशन को अपॉइंट करना ये तो एक राजनीति का खेल होता है। किसी भी कमीशन का रिपोर्ट आज तक उसके ऊपर अमल हुआ नहीं, इंप्लीमेंट हुआ नहीं, इंप्लीमेंट करने की किसी की इच्छा नहीं। यदि होती तो आपके सामने जो कमीशन के नाम है, मैं अभी नाम नहीं लूंगा, उनका क्या हुआ? उनके रिपोर्ट के ऊपर अमलबजावनी हुई नहीं, क्योंकि पॉलिटिकल विल नहीं है, तो अमलबजावनी या इंप्लीमेंटेशन होने वाला नहीं है। तो इसीलिए जो आप कहते हैं कि क्यों नहीं हुआ, तो इसीलिए मेरा एक ही सुझाव है आपको कि मुस्लिम बांधव छोड़ के, अभी देहात में हम रहते हैं, हमारे पड़ोस में जो मुस्लिम रहता है, हमको मालूम है कि उसका न आतंकवाद से संबंध है, न उच्च वर्णीय नीच वर्णीय से संबंध है। तो ऐसे जो जमीन पर काम करने वाले कई लोग हैं, यदि उनको हम सब जाति धर्म के लोगों से जुड़ाते हैं और जनशक्ति खड़ी करते हैं, तो ये छोटे छोटे प्रश्न सवाल आपके नहीं उठेंगे। पॉलिटिशियंस को उनके तरफ ध्यान देना होगा और उनको सुलझाना होगा, लेकिन सुलझाने के लिए जो ताकत हम खड़ी करना चाहिए हमने, वो हम नहीं करते, इसलिए उसका गैर फायदा उठाते हैं। ये दूसरा एक सवाल है कि जस्टिस डिलेड इज जस्टिस डिनाइड। अभी परसों चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ गुवाहाटी यानी असम के चीफ जस्टिस ने कहा कि यदि ये जो आज के माहौल में जितने केसेस कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है, सोलकर बेचारा यंग लॉयर है, स्काई इज द लिमिट फॉर हिम, लेकिन हम जस्टिस सिस्टम पर बिल्कुल भरोसा नहीं करते, क्योंकि खुद जजेस कहते हैं कि यदि आज पेंडिंग केसेस को तय करना है तो हमको 300 साल लगेंगे, 300 साल लगेंगे। तो ये जो सिस्टम है, जो सिस्टम ब्रिटिशों ने लाई थी, तब मुट्ठी भर लोग थे, उनके लिए ये वो सिस्टम थी। आज हम अभी सुरेश जी ने कहा कि हम 100 करोड़ से ज्यादा है, 120 करोड़ है, उसमें से 1% भी लोग कोर्ट में जाते हैं तो हमारी सिस्टम कोलैप्स हो जाती है। तो ये सिस्टम हमारे लिए नहीं है। और आप जो कहते हैं कि जस्टिस डिलेड इज जस्टिस, हमारे जुडिशियल सिस्टम में क्या था? किसको जस्टिस देना है? जो जस्टिस देने वाले चंद लोग थे, वो कृष्णा अय्यर थे, जस्टिस सावंत थे, जस्टिस चिन्नापा रेड्डी थे, जस्टिस सुरेश थे, बहुत थोड़े लोग थे। तो इसीलिए जस्टिस सिस्टम ही हमको जस्टिस देने वाली नहीं है।
Thank you, Justice Kolse Patil, for your eloquent talk, followed by very interesting and to-the-point answers, direct questions, direct answers. We are so happy to have had you today, and we know you have to leave early. उनको जल्दी निकलना था, रवाना होना था. There are some TV interviews to be done outside by him. We would excuse him from this session, and we continue on with the session. We have Advocate Mubin Solkar coming last. Now we have Justice Hosbis. Give him a big hand. Justice Kolse. Jazakallah. Thank you. Now we have Justice Hosbis Suresh answering some of your questions to him. The first question is from Dr. Azmat Ansari. Is fanatics have already divided us by every possible means, like religion, caste, race, color, state, etc. Now they are using language for the same purpose. How to deal with it?
ये तो I can tell you this is denial of what do you call that, old discrimination on the basis of race, religion, caste, color, language is anti-constitution. ये तो ऐसा, under the constitution, everyone has a right to reside in any part of the country. It has nothing to do with the language. And Bombay, we have come and lived. I'm in Bombay. I'm not originally from Bombay. I'm in Bombay for the last 52, 55 years. And we take it, this is a part of our country, part of our home. And therefore, nobody can make this kind of distinction. Laws under section for Criminal Procedure Code, if somebody incites anyone, 153A procedure है, action ले सकता है, लेकिन the government तो action नहीं लिया है, वो गलत है उनका. Government can take action. There's nothing wrong there.
The next question is from Zamindar Farheen. She's a BSc Microbiology. Since the ATS is now getting hold of the real culprits, what's the future of our innocent Muslim brothers who were arrested? Will they ever get justice?
The question is, since the ATS is now getting hold of the real culprits, what is the future of innocent Muslim brothers who were arrested? Will they ever get justice? There are two things here. The police are doing their job. इनका केस तो कोर्ट में आना चाहिए. आने के बाद केस must be proved in the court of law. And ultimately, if they are guilty, they will be convicted. One. Two, those who have been arrested without any justification, and they all have to be released and they have to be compensated. For example, under TADA law, 72 persons were released without any trial. So all of them, majority of them are from different groups, quite a number of the Muslims. Large number of arrests were made in Gujarat. Actually, law was brought because Punjab, there were bomb blasts. But when it implemented more in Gujarat, large number of people were kept inside. But ultimately, the case did not go on. Cases were all dropped. What happened to their life? They lost their very valuable time, money, life, livelihood, everything they lost. And the government must pay compensation to them. ये तो नहीं हो रहा है. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I read about one जागीरदार. उनको हैदराबाद केस में पकड़ के रखा. अभी they found there is no evidence against him. They did what has happened to him. He nearly 2 years, 1.5 years, he remained inside and he has been allowed to come out without anything. Government must pay compensation to such persons. Actually, we have to have a policy. Agar National Human Rights Commission has given compensation in the case of unlawful arrest for about, so far, 1997 to 2007, to about 684 persons. So that is not enough. Power should be given to the local judge himself. When a person is acquitted, he should order compensation because a man has been unlawfully, without evidence, arrested, kept inside. ये तो गवर्नमेंट की लॉ भी बदली होना चाहिए और गवर्नमेंट भी compensation देना चाहिए.